In October 2012, the Vineyard Gazette began its Historic Movies of Martha's Vineyard project. We've been finding extraordinary old island films in attics, basements, and closets, some of them going back almost 100 years. And we're sharing them with an island community that lives on the Vineyard, across the country, and around the world. The Gazette launched our series with a trip on the Walrus in 1936 to harpoon a swordfish out on the Atlantic south of the Vineyard. Our fishing theme continued as we reintroduced the lost enterprise of trap fishing out of Menemsha in 1931. Did you know that the Martha's Vineyard Striped Bass and Bluefish Derby began in 1946? Northeast Historic Film in Maine sent us footage of surf casters and prize winners from the very first derby 68 years ago. Courtesy of Mike Creato, we took off from the Katama Airfield in 1957 to look down, and look back, on how much Edgartown, Katama, and Chappaquiddick have changed since then, and how much they've remained the same. Remember the tough old Ferry Islander, which ran here from 1950 to 2007? Well, we found the only known footage of the Ferry Islander that actually preceded her at the end of World War II. In 1973, Shirley Mayhew happened upon a great flock of butterflies near her West Tisbury home. She borrowed an 8mm camera from the Edgartown School and documented what's believed to be one of the largest migrations of monarch butterflies ever to pass through the Vineyard. At the Vineyard Gazette, we're truly just getting started. In the weeks, months, and even years to come, we're going to show you old island films that go back almost to the start of the 20th century. Due to erosion, the Gay Head Light is in peril. We'll show motion pictures of how the cliffs at Gay Head have changed since 1920. If you live here long enough, you have a storm story. Fortunately for us, many of the fiercest storms and their aftermath were captured on film. We'll also look back at how people enjoyed their time at the beach. While much has changed since 1927, we also discovered that a beach day is still a beach day. The response to these old island films has been extraordinary, and we want to keep going. If you have old island films, home movies, travelogues, documentaries, really footage of the Vineyard of any kind, give us a call or send us an email. We'll explain to you how the Historic Movies of Martha's Vineyard project works. You'll wind up with a digital copy of your film that you can show anytime, and most importantly, you'll help us to preserve and to present the remarkable story of Martha's Vineyard, but for the first time in motion pictures.